Hi, beautiful New Zealanders. I've been double vaccinated myself, but I'm concerned for the hurt and divisions that have happened amongst us. We're Kiwis, we're known for our innovation, and I'm sure we can work out ways to both look after our public health and show respect to each other so we're not divided as a nation. As I release this video, our Prime Minister is about to lift many of the mandates, and she's made it clear the protests had no influence on her decision. It's wonderful that many of the mandates will soon be eased, but at the same time, there are a lot of vaxxed and non-vaxxed Kiwis who feel divided, hurt, and unheard. I've sought to promote understanding and respect by sharing some heartfelt stories of real New Zealanders. I was in Wellington for 9 days and was there on the Wednesday when police cleared Parliament grounds. I hope this video will show the good in the hearts of many New Zealanders and help a little with respect. It's been the hardest video for me to make so far. On the Wednesday, I did see some protesters throw things at police, and I saw the fires, which made me deeply sad. I also saw police force in action. Many people pepper sprayed and hurt, and feeling bulldozed at multiple levels. And that made me very sad also. But even on Wednesday, there was beauty in people, and this video is to honour that. Early in the day, protesters and police stood in lines for an hour. I met Sarah and appreciated her passion, as well as the respect she spoke to the police.
Our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers went to war to fight for freedom. The Boer War, the First World War, the Second World War, the Vietnam War, Afghanistan. You guys are fighting the people, the offspring of those who fought for freedom so that we didn't become part of the Soviet Union or part of a totalitarian state. Those loving ancestors, they'd be absolutely horrified that you guys are fighting Kiwis who are just asking for the freedom to speak. So those of you who are feeling, and I'm sure you are, you're either feeling like you're on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. Those people who think you're on the right side of history, you need to look at Korea, North Korea, you need to look at China. You need to work out whether that's where you want to live, because that's where this is going. And people such as ourselves end up getting killed. We end up getting arrested and beaten and tortured in those countries and disappearing. Do you want that to happen here? I don't. This is not about a vaccine. This is about human freedom. This is about New Zealand and the very fabric of our country. I'm really pleased you guys have got the freedom to choose. I'm so proud that we actually held on long enough to give you the freedom to choose whether you have a medical procedure or not. All we want is the same freedom. All we want is the freedom that you guys have. You guys do such a freaking good job when you're not fighting the people of New Zealand. Step away, because I know you guys have got hearts. I know you guys are Kiwis. I know you are the same as we are. Those of you who think you're feeling a bit resistant to this and thinking this is not what I signed up for, take some stress leave. Go away from this. Realise that this is not what the police are here in New Zealand. You guys are here to protect us and our communities. Make sure we're all safe. Safe from criminals. I'm not a criminal. You don't need to fight me. This is not a crime. We're asking for it in a very peaceful way. We're here to provide a platform for people to be honest. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you. If I get in anywhere near you, I'll probably give you a hug. I'm sure you wouldn't want it, but I'll probably give you a big hug and a kiss and say, it's okay. Don't worry, we'll get through this. If there wasn't this space between us, every single one of us would have something in common. I feel sad that you guys have to do what you're doing. I feel compassion for you. I can't imagine it's a comfortable experience. I care about you regardless of whether you hate me or not. You are never, ever going to bring hate into my life. I care about every single one of you. I care about your families. I care about you just as much as any other person. In fact, more so, because I know the damage that this is going to be doing to you. Your shields are shielding you against the care and compassion that we have for you holding down a job, paying your bills. Because most of us, unfortunately, can't do what we are supposed to do. I'm a health professional, and I can't do what I want to do. We don't want police state. We just want to uphold the freedom to go to school, the freedom to be able to play sport, the freedom to be able to go into a cafe and enjoy a coffee with somebody else without a piece of paper to validate who we are. Freedom to choose, which now you guys have. Every single person here represents a part of your community. A large proportion of them have ancestors that fought hard over the last century for freedom to speak. Every single human being here just wants that right to remain. That's it.
I respect the police. I see them as good people in a difficult position. They've sworn this oath to serve the Queen without favour, malice or ill will, keeping the peace and preventing offences against the peace. They followed orders which were aligned with the government's belief that the way to keep the peace was to clear the protest without listening or negotiation. Many of the protesters felt they were on the receiving end of ill will, and that the peace of New Zealand has been seriously offended against through the mandates and lack of negotiation, and that these are contrary to human rights laws. I'm sure this tension was understood by some of our officers, and I respect them, as it would have made this Wednesday very difficult. There were older people I admire. They weren't here because they could stop the police, but because they had grave concerns and wanted to be heard, even at their own risk. I stood next to this lady early on. She was pepper sprayed, a 72-year-old grandma. This 60-year-old man was pepper sprayed also. He spoke with me later on.
This is worth standing for. So it's absolutely worth standing for until you can stand no more. You know what I mean? And we'll keep moving. Absolutely.
I don't condone any violence against the police. This young man wanted to throw a plastic bread tray. Count with me how many good Kiwis try to stop him.
Don't do that, mate.
Go with Mum! What happened to Mum? Go find Mum, I don't care. This ain't no fucking peaceful protest anymore because of you.
That's what they want. That's what they want.
When the mainstream media reported fighting among protesters, it may have been situations like this. Others trying to keep the peace. But they weren't successful.
Stop it, both of you. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
I don't agree with his choice, though I don't know his story. His fight seemed so futile to me, like a pea shooter against shields, body armour, pepper spray, and later sponge bullets. Even when people threw things, you had to be impressed by the strength of this woman. She stood peacefully, alone, for a long time. Then others joined her. I don't know what cost brought them here or how the day treated them, but I saw character. Even amongst the awfulness, beauty can be found in New Zealanders. The grounds were cleared at the cost of deepening hurt and divisions. Soon, many mandates are ending. Let's also see the healing of relationships and hurt. It starts with listening and respecting each other, including to the immunocompromised and those who are fearful of COVID as restrictions are eased. Let's choose respect, New Zealand.